up their bans from when they were on red side the first time around.
Ooh.
They banned Wukong, Zeri, and Gwen. Now they're just gonna have to be able to pick banning out one of those champions. It seems like Weibo are trying to bait out the Gwen pick by banning out the GP. So for TS, are you okay giving that over, or do you just open the Zeri and say kind of screw it, throw down the gauntlet, and be willing to play against it?
That's the question. Are they going to be willing to play against it? We still see wait and see where top esports want to put their final ban. It could be the Gwen, but no, it's the Gnar. Wow. Okay, so what started off as a bot lane focused ban phase is now very quickly turned into the TheShy and Wayward.
And we have so many high prio picks open, right? Zeri, Lucian, the Wukong just taken away, Gwen being up on the table, Viego still open. You would expect the Viego to probably be what comes out for Tian. We still do have the Lee Sin up as well. But of course, when you think of Tian, especially the past 2 years, I think it is the Viego that comes more to mind than anything else. So probably going to lock that one in. And then I wonder if you just go towards the Aphelios, because Aphelios, I mean, today Aphelios has been so successful. It has won out both games in this series so far. I believe it also won 2 games. Yeah, it won 2 games in the JDG FPX series. But with the Zeri open, I was wondering if both teams would maybe not want to go towards it in fear of something, but no, top esports are going to be like, cool, you left it open on red side, you didn't first pick it, we will just take this away.
I mean, apart from the Senna, there are no real AD carry bans here. You could go with the Callisto or Nada. You've got ways of kind of making that one work for yourself, Weibo. Toying with the idea of maybe an Enchanter. So they're going to take away the Yuumi and the Twitch as well. This is something we've seen as a very good counter, depending on which series you watched most recently, into the Zeri. The Twitch Yuumi is something that has been seen as most teams as a way of saying, look, this can deal with the Zeri coming into those late game team fights.
Yeah, for Twitch, right? Early game, not super strong. Once you do get to mid game, once you do get to late game, having that kind of assassination potential, show up, run the Zeri down, huge AoE with your ultimate also extending the range to be able to make sure you can deal that from a safe distance. And it looks like for TS, matching Enchanter with Enchanter, putting Lulu next to Zeri, giving her more movement speed, giving her a bit of a shield, can allow for JackeyLove to try and play on a bit of a knife's edge.
And that's how JackeyLove loves to play as well. And we'll say, though, it sometimes can burn him where he doesn't exactly anticipate some of the damage coming in. But now we start to see those solo lanes being banned away as the bottom half, including the jungle, has been locked in for both teams. We're going to start seeing the Twisted Fate being taken away. The Gwen, wouldn't be surprised maybe even to see something like the... oh my god, it's completely lost from my mind.
Sejuani?
Yes, thank you. I was just about to say the Sejuani taken away from something like Wayward.
Yeah, if we have Sejuani taken away, like, we are really going down in the depths in terms of top lane champion pools. Our top 5 most picked top laners would be banned. Sejuani is our 5th most picked top laner, the only one up across the board. Then we're getting to the depths of, like, things like Jace. We haven't seen as much. Fiora was something that it seemed like a lot of teams were leaning into blind picking for a little bit. Or even just bringing out, like, a generic front line, right? We know those tanks able to come through, but the Ahri banned away in response to the Lissandra ban. They don't really want to go against that pick with no answer. You could pick the LeBlanc into it, but that is a bit of an annoying 50-50 matchup that seems like Angel isn't wanting to lean into. So now for TS, again, I'm curious to see where they go in terms of top lane. There's a lot of blind pick mid laners left open. We've kind of hit on some of them already. Things like the Talia, which we saw early in the day. Knight having a fantastic performance on that is still up. Azir, another champion that's up, but for TS, gonna go away from the mid lane blind. They're just gonna go to the Sejuani, which we thought maybe Weibo would ban, but they didn't, so Wayward has it. And here we are, Oisin. Here we are in the pivotal moments of Game 3, the last series of the night, match of the week. Top Esports vs. Weibo.
And Corki is going to be sadly part of it. We might even see the Azir on the other side of this one. If we get 2 tanks top and 2 scaling mids, I'm going to be real mad right now. If that Ornn gets locked in, I'm going to be mad. I will say it's TheShy's Ornn. And if you're
Doran's Blade start, baby. Yeah. We've seen him do it before.
We have seen do it before, and we have seen him solo kill the likes of, you know, Jaces and such in the backside of certain fights.
Wait,
but
it was no when he ran that, it was against Suning. He ran that, he solo killed Huanfeng, and he solo killed Bin.
I mean, it could happen. We're starting to become a little bit of LPL historians. We've been here for so long. But the Viktor has been locked in. Tank tops, scaling mids, and AD carries.
I'm done, Sheed.
And this game is going to be slow.
We came in, and we said we'd get 2 action-packed level 1 shenanigans. But, okay.
That's what we hoped for. That's what we wished for.
Look, this game, look, you don't win cons. This game, we're getting 5v5 team fights. Better
100%.
hands, better winner. There we go.
And this is why you get to do the international events. This is the hard-hitting international level analysis that I expect from no one else but you. So you know what? Kudos to you, sir.
That's what we got Oxen Dagged there for. No,
that's true. That's true. We actually had a lot of representation at the most previous international event, which was very cool. But yeah, it's a tough one.
The thing I really want to see, I'm most interested in when I look at these drafts, is a top lane matchup, right? Because we've seen Wayward loves to play aggressive in the Sejuani. Like, you go for those 1v1s. You look for the aggression, and you hit on it. It might be an Ornn, but it is TheShy's Ornn coming out.
Yes.
So actually would not be surprised to see a lot of aggression put up to this top lane matchup, which is a little bit surprising when you think, like, both these champions can function like very low resources. They are fine staying on their island. Level 6, they are both very hard and very annoying to be able to take down, but maybe early game would be surprised to see like a little bit of attention put up there, but then we're definitely going to get into AD carry territory, right? We have Twitch, we have Zeri, we have like Enchanter supports. It's all about enabling these AD carries to take over. So even though the bans ended up panning out to this being a very top lane oriented matchup, it feels like we've ended up where we started, where AD carries going to be the star of the show. Master versus apprentice.
I mean, that's kind of how it's been. It's why we highlighted JackeyLove and Huanfeng right at the start of the day to say these are guys that are going to be pivotal to their matchup, and we're not going to waste any time with any crazy intros. We're going to jump straight onto the Rift and top esports. They're set up for if SofM does end up overextending just a little bit, but for the moment, SofM happy enough to let this one go and just kind of keep himself at arm's length.
Still, top esports, just going to go for the recalls, knowing nothing has come through. Weibo also, not so far at least, getting any deep vision into the bottom side jungle. Seems like Huanfeng and Ornn being very respectful about the potential that the members of TES are still able to be there. And Huanfeng buying a call, just going back to signaling, again, kind of the more scaling orientation of this matchup that we expect to come through. Once we get to mid-game, right, Weibo, great tools to be able to run TS down. I mean, on top of SofM. SofM gets into the Cyclone. On pops his ultimate, TheShy with the Call of the Forge God. If TS ever mispositioned, Weibo are definitely going to be able to capitalize on that and find the kills.
A lot of if, buts, and maybes, and the only thing that we can say for certain is that there is going to be a Twitch going invisible in this bot lane. This is a pretty standard affair. You try and get that little bit of a early setup. You can see already Mark was having the sweeper available to him, saying, look, if he tries to come within our zone, we'll catch him out. We'll know what's going on. And both these supports trying to just gain control over these brushes. I will say the Zeri Lulu at the early stages, especially first 2 or 3 levels, will be able just to kind of continuously get the push and pressure down. As Huanfeng has also gone towards a Cole, so he's looking just to kind of farm, maybe get his first item a little bit sooner than JackeyLove.
Exactly, like you said, right? For Huanfeng and Ornn, they're definitely going to be playing on the passive end of this laning phase. I feel like for TS, it's actually the one area where their comp kind of outdoes Weibo is they definitely have stronger laning phases coming out. Like we know Viktor wins against Corki for exactly what we just saw, being able to constantly out-trade him with the range advantage we have through. Sejuani being stronger than Ornn in the early game as well, because it feels to me like Weibo's, even though both comps have a lot of scaling, and like, again, it'll be down to execution, I feel like Weibo definitely kind of went out on that scaling side with the champions that they picked up.
I think it's going to reset, if they don't start securing it very soon. No. It's going to be Tian picking that one up. Neither jungler willing to commit a smite to it. But with the push in bot side, Mark and JackeyLove were able to kind of back up Tian right there as Wayward goes in. We're going to have a wet noodle fight up on this top side. There's going to be a lot of slaps.
Yeah, we can see Wayward kind of acknowledging the state of this top lane, not bringing the Ignite in this matchup like Sejuani's do in a lot of matchups so far. But Knight actually going to be completely fine. They're going to back off because the missing ping's coming out around the bottom half of the lane. Oh, Wayward.
I mean, it's still TheShy. Still have to respect it. Now SofM going to find Tian, and they're going to have to duke it out after the red buff was actually stolen here by Tian onto SofM, and they will get the gravity field down. So that's a hell of a lot of damage. SofM may be forced to flash here. He's going to get lasered, but there's not enough damage off of the red buff or the passive there. So very scary moment here for SofM, but he's going to go straight back in. He's going to, all right, you're going bot. Go straight into your red buff.
You know, really good job, though, from TS so far to utilize the lane pressures that they have to constantly keep up the aggression. Like you pointed out, that Weibo ultimately should be able to find something here with SofM being a little bit cheeky, going straight towards the enemy red. Maybe not something that Tian expected with how low SofM got chunked out. But, right, that's kind of like some of the tells of you know, elevated jungle play, right? Being able to do things that your enemy can't act on or expect to be able to come through is TheShy. Canceling Wayward's back. Oh, and SofM's actually making his way over. Sheen, did you mute yourself again? Huh?
I did. I have to sneeze. I have terrible allergies this time of year, but we are going to see a bit of a movement forward here. Flash forward. Flash is returned, but the Wukong staff comes down, and that's first blood to Weibo.
Woo! Weibo finding a kill, finding the action on top side, but Tian. Oh.
I mean, does he fancy a 2v1? There's going to actually be a 2v2 as the TP's going to be coming in. SofM very, very low, but now Tian needs to be very, very careful. He flashes in, but doesn't quite get the damage. Never mind, he gets it, but he trades in a 1v1. And honestly, I don't think that's worth it for top esports.
No, the Brittle Proc able to come through in the end. I thought Tian... I mean, Tian played that on the knife's edge. Even, like, looking at that going into the play, seems like he was hoping to burst out SofM right away, be able to get the possession, and then turn that around, especially knowing that Wayward having the TP to go into the play, but not able to do it. SofM with a really nice flash, as we're going to see in the replay. She's going all the way back to Wayward getting taken down. Knockup comes through from TheShy. There's the damage to be able to come through with a bit of a grasp proc as well. And SofM, for the fact that he did go for the red buff steal after getting chunked out so low, left him in the perfect position to capitalize on Wayward being so far forward. But we don't get the replay of seeing Tian try to be an absolute hero and failing spectacularly. A lot of Marvel movies. A lot of Marvel movies are about heroes that, you know, fail spectacularly. I guess it's DC movies. That shows how tired I was going to say, because Marvel movies... Usually great, but at the same time, there's been so many now, kind of too formulaic, kind of getting boring, but still I was gonna better say, than DC movies.
I'm kind of bored with Marvel movies, right? Or even just superhero movies in general. Even things like Invincible, the animation on Amazon Prime, and even The Boys. I love The Boys, and it's very, very good, but even I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, like it's like, I understand this, you know?
The Batman was solid, but it was too long. Too long. Peacemaker, not a movie, banger show, though. Great show.
Yes, John Cena's great in that, actually.
Yeah, surprising to say, but yes.
Anyway, coming back in, there are no superheroes. It's like, anyway, coming swiftly back into the game. You do have an ultimate available for Wayward, but TheShy has his as well. There's going to be the Ornn coming in, and they're going to try and make this one work. TheShy is tanking up, and Wayward is going down. They haven't got the kill just yet, and they will eventually get it. SofM will just about get out of tower range, and now Knight's going to be in a little bit of trouble as they're going to say, surprise! Have you had a smell that you could feel? This Knight in a lot of trouble. Forced to flash away, but he's followed in by Huanfeng, who cleanses the polymorph and gets himself the kill. Nicely done by Weibo as they pick themselves up. Oh, the Airy! The Airy actually gave up the ghost! The Airy actually gave up where Huanfeng left. That's so unfortunate. They know they're in trouble,
they find another?
So they're gonna try it. They're gonna try and turn onto Mark, who flashes away. Is the poison enough? I don't believe it is, and now the Tom and Jerry combination will end up falling, and that's 2 kills going over to JackeyLove. That is the most troll thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was so depressing to come out from Weibo. And now JackeyLove being set up in such a good position with these 2 kills. If there's any member you'd love to have it would be the Zeri coming on through. For Weibo, everything was going so smooth, having such a massive advantage. We'll go straight into the replay. I love it. Huanfeng using the opportunity. They've already got the wave pushed in bot, knowing they can move as a unit to the mid lane. Damage comes through. Poison stacking up. Even flashing forward to be able to chase him down. Does end up getting locked up in the end. But, like you said, Huanfeng gonna get chased down, revealed from the side of TES. They spot him out right here. And then knowing, hey, we have to try to go for this kill at the end of the day, they're almost able to find it, but not enough in the end. And they give 2 kills over to the Zeri.
Yeah, 2 kills graciously given to JackeyLove. He's going to be very happy with that. And honestly, that's a big problem for now for Huanfeng and on, because not only, yes, they did get a kill in mid lane, but the kind of thing is you go in, you get yourself pushed up, and you lose a bit of CS, but you gain a kill and pressure on the map. Because you gave over 2 kills and 20 CS and a load of solo XP, JackeyLove is so far accelerated compared to this Twitch. It's going to be very difficult for Weibo to really kind of do anything in this bot side now.
Yeah, I'm already having 2 plates down as well. We can see Tian making his path down towards his bot lane. So definitely looking to capitalize on the advantage that JackeyLove has been able to find by punishing those mistakes. And, right, can he get a lot of damage off? W over terrain, try and be able to chunk Huanfeng out and maybe set up for Tian to make a play down towards his bot lane. To where we look on our mini-maps, SofM looking for the complete opposite right now. Ping's coming out around mid, and it looks like Weibo wanting to try and find a gank onto Knight, but Knight's playing extremely close to his turret.
He's playing extremely safe. Tian seeing if he has an opportunity to invade on this bot side. Good vision control here for Top Esports. They actually have a fairly decent idea of where everyone is or where they will be going. Should be able to get a pretty easy steal now onto this red buff. So Tian putting a lot of hurt here onto SofM. You do love that early red buff, especially on something like a Wukong that could just really kind of, you know, stick to you when he's trying to move forward as well. So TheShy pushing in this top side. I will say TheShy has been getting an awful lot of attention, despite him being on the Ornn. It's the Ornn carry for now, for the moment for Weibo, as Wayward thinking maybe he could take on the big Freljord god.
Yeah, definitely feeling confident in doing so. And, right, we projected that this game would be a lot about when neutrals come up and the 5v5s that are able to come through. So that's why not seeing too much action just yet. Have had some kills, right? Have had some skirmishes, but no big fights where it feels like that's where TheShy and Wayward are really going to be able to take over with their game-changing ultimates. Feels like the next thing we're keeping our eyes on is where SofM's going to opt into dropping this Herald. Top lane turret is incredibly low, but right now, members of Weibo heading towards that mid lane.
Wayward taking a very bad trade. Is just trying to maybe get the wave in a good spot so he can reset, get his TP back. Dragon not up for 40 seconds, but with level 6 now hit for Mark, you would imagine the advantage will be here for Top Esports. That being said, though, Weibo are roughly in the area. They'll have push in mid as well, but JackeyLove is getting so much solo time here. He's going to have a full Immortal Shield bow when he goes back.
Yeah, and it looks like Weibo going to try and find a way to take advantage and capitalize on TS's bot lane playing so far forward.
Yeah, but they've been spotted. Mark was there to try and maybe stop him out, and that's why they are able to make a full retreat on the side of Top Esports. You can see there was not there anymore, but there was a ward right at the back of the Dragon Pit. JackeyLove still keeping himself safe from harm. Now, the Dragon has spawned. Weibo feel like they have the pressure, but Tian is in the area.
Angel's package, though, it feels like Top Esports are going to be able to contest this. Angel bringing too much pressure right now. Oh,
there we go. Huanfeng already down to about half HP. Tian not really touched. They will secure the Dragon, and there's the Cyclone going in with the package. You will see the final chapter as Mark is taken out. They take out the Zeri as well before the Twitch can fall. Tian gets himself over the top, but they're not quite done with this fight just yet. Knight now has to be very careful if he wants to try and keep his life, but he is being slowed down. He's forced to flash, as does Angel, because Tian found himself on the backside of this fight. At the end of it all, it's Dragon and 2 kills that go over to the side of Weibo.
Weibo still ultimately able to come out ahead in the end. The package being the difference maker. Also at the same time, TheShy popping the call to Forge God top, just seeming like trying to keep Wayward at bay from being able to look for any kind of TP or reset or get involved in the play. That worked out. Herald will be dropped mid and get a nice bit of gold injected onto the Corki. And right, we've kind of hit on Twitch going to be such a monster. Corki as well, having the range later on to be able to deal with the Viktor. But in this replay, Dragon goes through. Cyclone comes out perfectly timed with the package. Sadly, not more members locked down in that one. But it does separate Knight. You can see Knight struggling to find a way to be able to get into the fight, which allows for SofM and Angel to be able to take down some more kills. And Knight not able to find the impact that he wanted.
No, not at all. You can even see there, Zeri not having the damage that she would really like to have in that fight. And honestly, it kind of comes down to the resets. Top Esports weren't able to get JackeyLove to get his Immortal Shield bow before that fight, which he has now, but it's being relatively equaled out by the back. You know, the other side of this is Huanfeng picks up his Blade of the Ruined King. And so right now, Top Esports, they are still behind about 1,500 gold. They need to be careful with which and where they take these fights. JackeyLove's in a very good position to try and maybe make this, you know, about him being the carry. But they have to make sure it's all about him and not just, you know, going for silly fights.
Yeah, they need to find a way to translate this into objectives, or at least into vision control, so instead of more plays.
And SofM feeling very confident, goes in with the Cyclone. Doesn't actually do any damage really to Tian. And that was a bit of an interesting one there. Emphasis on the int.
As both teams still going to look to posture around bot side. But the fact that Knight is the one hovering around means that Weibo are just going to have to back off. And Top Esports looking to get another plate of gold onto JackeyLove. For Weibo, they feel fine with this exchange going through, because if you look at the minimap, TheShy still winning in that 1v1 up against Wayward. Has a bit of a CS lead, was able to take a bunch of plates, even though plates are going down now. So if they can just cover down in the spot side, wait for the next neutral to come up, wait for your next package timing, that is what they're playing for. But Huanfeng maybe could be a little bit sneaky. Aha, there he is!
There he is. He's going to pop himself back up, but without the extra armor plating on these turrets, it means that that turret will fall in favor of Top Esports. So they get themselves their advantage in bot lane. JackeyLove playing a little bit far forward, but he has the luxury of doing it. Again, Mark on this Lulu is going to afford him quite a lot of luxuries as TheShy now feeling very confident in 1v1 Wayward, because he's got a level 11 and Wayward does not. So Tian now running back up. This is going to be a 2v1. You have no support here. TheShy trying to see if he can make this one work. The flash from Wayward. TheShy's doing his very best, but that was just a little bit greedy there from the top laner of Weibo.
Even trying to flash and then hit the Call of the Forge God even closer, just trying to get that guaranteed knock-up and then follow-up damage onto Wayward so we can at least take one with him. Isn't able to do so, so just ends up going down and blowing flash, but still for the side of Weibo shouldn't mean the end of the world, because TheShy does have teleport if a Rift Herald fight breaks out, would very easily be able to join up. But, I mean, considering TheShy doesn't have ult, feels like Ornn would be pretty unimpactful in this fight.
Okay, SofM with the Yuumi on top of him does get the final chapter out. That's a lot of your kind of disengage and re-engage done. Wayward TP's in. TheShy is here, but the Rift Herald should be going down to try and re-engage in this. SofM trying to see if he can use this with the Yuumi, but look at the rat-a-tat-tat on the backside of this one here. The exhaust comes out, but this Huanfeng combination is just tearing through these health bars. No one can touch this rat, and he is a smell you can definitely feel. JackeyLove trying to kite this one away as TheShy fancies himself a 1v1 collapse with the hammer, and that's Weibo taking full control of the top side of the map.
There's something so satisfying about seeing TheShy's Ornn running down JackeyLove's Zeri, able to pull it through. Huanfeng and SofM doing so much. And now TheShy just going to ignore Wayward, get some damage down onto this turret. Going to stand with his minions. Or, oh, is he? Is he?
Oh, he can't really ignore him just yet. Wayward. Oh, nicely done. TheShy will not get the Ornn Horde. It's very close between the top laners, but it is not enough for them to go down.
Hey, Wayward said he just didn't want to get clapped by TheShy, and so far he's not, as we see just coming through. SofM and Ornn trying to find the engage with Ornn popping his ult, but then TS really wanting to find the fight onto SofM, try and secure themselves Rift Herald, not let the smite come through. Cyclone comes out, they all go up top side towards Night. TheShy zoning off JackeyLove on the opposite end of the fight. And then you said, Huanfeng with the ultimate, dealing so much damage through a pretty clumped up group of Top Esports members. And then here it is, former teammates, former brothers, best friends, he said. Bam! JackeyLove. That's how much your friendship means to TheShy.
The clapping has been happened as TheShy does get a kill off onto his former teammate, but now we see another fight breaking out. Wayward trying to see if he can make this one work, but you're not that tanky just yet. You need to be careful. There's going to be the wild growth, but is it going to be enough to keep him alive? He's ticking. He's not quite gone down. The shield will be just enough. He doesn't have a TP to come back in on top of this, but he does enough for Top Esports to secure their second Drake. This is starting to get me vibes of the first game now, Lyrics. It's fights all around the map.
Yeah, vibes of the first game. Which, for Top Esports, if it completely has first game vibes, are happy, are chilling. But so far, I doubt that that's how this game will end up. Especially with the composition that Weibo have drafted. I feel like it's going to be really hard for TS to be able to break through the front line of Weibo. Oh, SofM!
Tian gonna catch out here. There's the Ornn Horn to bring him down, and that's gonna be good capitalization here from Weibo. Weibo just not happy with the pace of the game. They want to increase it. They want to try and put Top Esports in the dirt, because I think they know the longer this game goes, the harder it becomes. TheShy now is being chased down by 4 members. He's being run down by JackeyLove, who said, hey, you remember that kill you got me on the last fight? I need to try and return the favor. You have nowhere to go. I've got my team behind me, and here is your return kill.
Yep, JackeyLove running down TheShy after what happened on the top side. Weibo, they salute him. They know he's going out. They're gonna pour one out for him right now, but they at least get a tower in the top lane. But TS quickly moving to mid.
Mid lane turret, a kill as well, and we can see it's just kind of a tit for tat, push and pull. Both teams not willing to go for it. And I love seeing this from teams because normally when we look at, not so good teams, it's a reaction. They let it go. Tian dies. Oh, that's very unfortunate. But top esports don't let it go, and they look to try and re-engage.
Yeah, we see them start to move out. Well,
never mind. We're not going to see it.
we don't see them re-engage.
We do not see the re-engage, but we know what happened.
Observers just wanted to show us Tian's mistakes and to pay for his sins. Hashtag observers against Tian.
A tale as old as time. But we come back into live. It is a 2,000 gold lead. Dragon not up for 3 more minutes. It is top esports who currently have the objective lead on that way. We're going to walk into SofM, who's taking away a red buff. Should be easy enough as Tian had to actually drop down the Rift Herald on that top side and thinking that we're going to be able to take away the last of these outer turrets because they don't really have position to defend this one. So all 3 outers going to be taken here by top esports, but only 2 taken by Weibo. So a little bit of a positional advantage here for the side of top esports. You can see how hard it is for this Twitch to get close to put damage onto this mid lane turret.
Yeah, kind of a rough situation. We see on the left-hand side of our screens, Rift Herald going down for TES.
I love this.
Will he be able to
This
get
is so dumb. This is so dumb. Neither of them are going to kill each other. They both have a frozen heart, or sorry, frozen fist, and they both have a frozen heart. Actually, yeah, they do have a frozen heart and a frozen fist. So neither of them are going to kill each other. It's just going to be basically, unless someone else comes in, no one's going to die.
Do we have any other frozen tank items that these guys are able to buy?
Thimblewinter.
Yep, Thimblewinter. We got that. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Freljord's known for being tanky. Known for having all the different tanky guys because you have to be strong and tanky in the Freljord.
But I would love a full Freljord build, but a full Freljord tank build. I mean, we could say, Force of Nature is blue.
It's blue. It's a blue build.
Exactly. And, the Cosmic Drive gives 200 health. Tank item. I
mean, you're not incorrect. I'll give you that for sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. I will say that TheShy has already ruined the tank builds because they've gone for Ionian Boots of Lucidity, so it's not blue.
Yeah. Also important to note for TheShy is finally getting his first upgrade, right? Getting upgrade on his gauntlet. So we're going to start to see that scaling for the side of Weibo, really continue to outshine what the side of TES has. They have, more options to engage coming out with the Ornn and the Wukong, even the Yuumi as well, providing with the ultimate. You have the sustain from the Yuumi, which could just make SofM especially an unkillable monster on the front line. So where TS, it feels like you have a lot less safety. Like the Lulu's going to be great. You have some zone control coming out from the gravity field. Like Wayward's going to be fine, but it still feels like the tools that the side of Weibo have are just a little bit more than what TES has to offer.
Okay, I'm assuming that's Angel coming in as the Dragon is spawning in 25 seconds. Has got the package available to him, and honestly, I don't know if top esports are really in a position to fight this. Yeah, they got to back away.
Yeah, I mean, they're all moving down now, but if they fought this, I'd be really surprised. You have everything up for the side of Weibo, but the fact that package is up as well, looks like it could be a little bit dire, but okay, top esports, let's go. You want to fight this?
I mean, do they want to fight this? SofM certainly does. Tian gonna have to use the Heartbreaker as the Cyclone was used. Both teams now backing away. On did use Summoner Heal, so won't have that available to him. The package is timing out fairly soon, so they've got to use it or lose it right now. As you can see that Weibo are angling around this Dragon Pit.
Yep, I was totally wrong. They want to fight it, which is great. That's actually the preferred situation right now. Top esports are looking for the fight.
Dragon's gone.
For TS, actually just going to push through mid, make their way towards top. They'll be able to guarantee themselves a scuttle, maybe get a few more wards placed down, assuming Ornn has some in his inventory, and at least have vision on Baron. I mean, second Dragon for the side of Weibo, right? Wasn't the end of the world for TES. I was actually surprised TES were angling for it, but now looking for a pick. They're looking for it.
They're thinking about it, but TheShy is very tanky. He's going to be the first one to walk forward. He actually dives straight in and forces Mark to flash away. The Ornn Horn shall not get its return pass. And now top esports, they may feel confident to go straight for this Baron.
I love how confidently TheShy just dives into that brush with no fear, gets brought down. Now we're going to see if Weibo can do it.
No Cyclone. No Cyclone, no final chapter. Wayward goes in. A flash and a cleanse there from Huanfeng keeps him safe, and the Baron acting a bit of a sixth man right now. JackeyLove, though, aggressively.
Oh, he finds it!
Huanfeng is dead. On couldn't reattach, and that means that he falls down too. You are still very low, and this is still a cyclone coming up very shortly here. SofM might feel confident. They've already popped the Animal Shield Bow. Couple of seconds till Ornn comes back, and TheShy can TP back into this. 4,000 HP. It's going to be very close. They go straight in. SofM with the cyclone. They will not go down just yet, but the Baron's doing some decent work. Nobody will fall, and at the end of it all, it's going to be top esports with 4 kills and a Baron.
And JackeyLove going forward to find the kill on Huanfeng, setting it all up. I will reiterate, gold leads are absolute scams. Do not believe your wallets today, because TES have somehow managed to once again find themselves back in the driver's seat of a game where they have been behind. We see TheShy, I mean, just literally sending it. Like, there is no better way to call what he just did. And now gonna look for the play, knowing they can't just give up the Baron for free. Huanfeng pops the ultimate, getting a solid amount of damage down, but the gravity field from the Viktor, finding a beautiful stun, and then JackeyLove and Knight following up with the flash to be able to guarantee that he goes down. And here, right, SofM has to try. He's gonna go for it. Feels like he goes a little bit, maybe a touch early, but still goes in because of how low the members are. And heck, gets them incredibly low. Looked like maybe the Baron could even finish them off, but sadly in the end it does not. And TES just find themselves sitting pretty with a Baron buff.
With a Baron buff and going back to the tried and tested of game 1 of a death ball. Keep together, don't let anyone go by themselves. I will say though, this time around you have got TheShy on a bit more of a tank. I'm gonna give TheShy some pro advice. Don't do that. Don't just walk into 5 members thinking you're not going to die, because you're isolated. You don't really have the position. Now we're going to see top esports looking for another fight. JackeyLove goes over the wall, pops his ultimate as well. Tian trying to see if he can do something here, but he's very, very low already. Now Wayward off on the backside of this. The Ornn in to re-engage. Lands on the 2 as Wayward's just kind of soaking up all this damage. The super tanks on both teams doing exactly what their job is in these team fights. But at the end of it all, nobody dies, and the bot lane tier 2 will fall.
Yeah, top esports able to get an objective in the end, but still, the fact that Weibo are able to absorb so much, so mind-blowing, and such a good sign for them, right? Because, sure, the enemy side is a Baron, they're going to be able to get a few turrets, get a bit of a gold lead, but I don't think it should be able to expand too much more than what it is now, and Weibo are still in a spot where they're getting those free stats from the Ornn upgrades, and again, gold-wise should be about even when all is said and done.
They're all engaging on TheShy. Needs to be careful. He's already flashed away now, so he's not going to have that available to him. And this is the thing. Yes, you are very tanky, but you cannot be by yourself because your tank stats are to enable the Corki, enable the Twitch to just get those auto attacks off. And honestly, right now, top esports, this is looking very similar to game 1. They were behind. They were looking like they had fallen off a little bit too much. But now, 4,000, well, not quite 4,000, 3,000 gold up if I could do some simple maths. And they are in control.
Yeah, I will say, so we both said it, that it feels like game 1. It at least wasn't as extreme as game 1. Game 1, right, was the 10K. I mean, heck, game 1 was the game where
so
TS.
much fun.
Game 1 was amazing. Game 1, highlight of everything today. Wonderful. Top esports won without even a gold lead. This time around, Weibo set at about like a 1 to like 2.5K gold lead for most of the early game. Found a lot of the kills, but oh, TheShy. You're getting punished again,
no flash, and he gets caught right in front of them as well. Wayward going to jump in on top of him. They will get the Ornn down. They might try and turn this back one around, but JackeyLove and Mark just keeping everyone away. Beautiful ultimate straight onto SofM, and he's dead. That's a double kill. The stopwatch from JackeyLove because he knew it was good. This Rat-a-tat's doing a lot of damage. They have to respect the Twitch, who's on 3 items. They do lose 2, but top esports can't get any more.
No, but still constantly finding kills onto TheShy. Not expecting the members of TES to still be around on the bottom side of his jungle, right? Not even extended all too far. Still gets brought down. And Wayward hitting an ulti on Sejuani. Those are the kind of improvements that we live for.
Like Smithy is turning in his wherever he is. I don't know how exactly he's doing. I hope he's doing all right. But yeah, this was just TheShy doing TheShy things. He kind of just overextends, but I want you to keep an eye on Huanfeng. Yes, we do know that SofM dies, but look at the damage. They're all incredibly healthy, and then a couple of auto attacks later, this becomes very scary for top esports.
Yeah, I thought JackeyLove here potentially was going to be able to go down, but with the shield, with the movement speed is... Shane, why'd you pause the game?
I was waving to the camera being like, hi everybody. And then you just scream. You just scream in my ear. Yes, it is 9 a.m. Sadly, we are going to be hitting a bit of a pause. We do apologize to everybody there. We wanted to make sure. Honestly, it's actually just part of your test, Lyric, all right? We don't know how committed you are to the LPL right now. I know you've been here for like 2 and a bit years now, but like, how committed are you, you know? Can you deal with this? How long can you stay past your bedtime?
Hey, the people might not know, but you know.
I know, I know.
But point is, right, this game, incredibly close.
Sorry, go on.
TES having full, maybe not full control. TES having control right now. They have control of TheShy. They have control of TheShy's mind. They keep forcing him to walk into them by himself in topside river, in topside jungle. In bot side, they're like, you don't know we're coming, chill. And then they find these kills, and that's where we're at right now. So.
I like how it's like a spooky, chill, relax. Sorry, we're all getting a little bit loopy. I'm not used to. Yeah, the mojo. It's like, it's just scaring yourself. It's just munchables as a ghost.
Okay, we actually have the update. Top Esports Network problem. Investigating now.
That's actually kind of huge. That is not good to hear. That is not a good thing to hear. So hopefully that does get resolved very quickly. We do hope, and if we have any other updates, we will of course let you guys know. But the game's at a very tentative point because despite Top Esports, like you said, being in control of their destiny, they're not in total control. It's not a wash right now. And that last fight, as we were mentioning just before we came back out of the replay, this Twitch is getting big. This Corki and the Rockets, you know, you think about some of the ratios that come in. Once this Corki hits level 16, the 75% conversion on those Rockets is huge coming into the late game. So the poke and the consistent auto attack damage from the Twitch is going to be very real.
Yeah, and think about it, right? For Weibo, we haven't even really seen them 5v5 together. Like, all the last few fights was like TheShy either getting chunked out or someone getting caught or someone getting picked off and really being taken out of the fight before all 5 members were there and present. And like, you have Ornn up front tanking for Huanfeng. You have the Wukong jumping in with the Yuumi, both ulting at the same time and setting up the play. If that happens, like, I'm really curious to see how it plays out, because in my mind, I feel like that's a situation where Weibo should be able to win, especially if they have the package on top of it. Like, that should be a fight win for them. But this patch, Zeri, kind of interested to see how far that JackeyLove is able to push it in terms of circumventing some of those tools, or even just keeping up mass pressure and constantly looking for picks in enemy jungle like they're doing now, and maybe not even looking for those full-on, like, front-to-back 5v5s that Weibo would want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Weibo, it is just putting your Twitch in a good position. I think it's all on Huanfeng. If Huanfeng can find an opportunity where he's untouched and putting out DPS, that's where they're going to find success. The poke is going to be very good. Of course, I mentioned the Rockets, the big one, doubling that as well. You get from 75% of your AD on top of the initial damage to 150%. That's when you're starting to look at, you know, a third of your health going off in one rocket.
So, I'm sorry, but I just got in my own head and thought to myself, why am I complaining so much? It might be 9 a.m. here. What time is it in China? Oh, it's midnight in China. Feels bad for the players actually having to go so late. I mean, they could all thank our first series of the night. They could all thank LNG. They could thank LGD for how we ended up here with those. I think we had 2 50-minute games to start off the night. I think it was game LNG. 1 and game 3 were 50 minutes, and I think game 2 of that series was the stomp that was able to come through. So, yeah. Sorry, Top Esports and oh my God, who are we casting out? Weibo, there we go.
Wow, there was a legitimate moment there where your brain just lagged and you were just like, who am I? What am I doing? What am I talking about? But yeah, again, it's kind of the grueling setup of the LPL. Funny enough, fun fact, if you're ever wondering, you actually play more best of 3s in the LCK as an individual team than you do in the LPL, despite there being 7 more teams, because they do a double best of 3, double round robin best of 3. We only do single round robin. So you play 1 extra series. We play 16. They play 18. They play 2 extra series, but. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to kind of come into this one, and this is the mental fortitude you need to require yourself. As we come back in, the TPs are already there. The network issue has been figured out as Wayward is waiting in open arms for TheShy, who does not have flash. But everyone comes back in. Take a breath, Lyric. We're coming up to the final fight, which feels like the final fight when this Baron spawns in a minute.
Okay, we're getting psyched.
No,
we're getting
no
hyped up.
talking. Take a breath. Okay.
No, we need to take a breath by talking. That's how it works when your job is to talk. Because we need to get ready. We see resets coming out of Sheen. Knight staying in mid lane, but look at TheShy and how intensely he's posturing forward. Oh wait, we have a replay of something. Oh,
yeah,
no flash.
Yeah. Oh, Huanfeng missed out on his flash, and that's why we actually saw the full engage coming out. It will mean, though, mid turret does go down. That opens up a bit more of the map for Huanfeng. But like you mentioned, no flash on him. He does have his Ornn upgraded Kraken Slayer alongside his Runan's Hurricane and the Bork. So this is starting to be the moment here for the side of, for Weibo. They are in a position to take this game should they find the right fight.
Yeah, and we kind of hit on it for Weibo, right? The tools that you have necessary, wanting that kind of straight up front to back, SofM jumping in, Call of the Forge God popped at the same time. Ideally, you would want package, of course, but if not, just setting up to where Huanfeng is sitting safely back, being able to auto, even just Wayward.
That damage! These are the rockets I was talking about. You land the big one and it will do that to the backline. This Corki is online. And now this game is starting to get a bit scary here for the side of Top Esports. You were in control, but if you take another bit of poke like that, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, the range advantage able to come through. The Rocket's definitely going to be a lot easier to be able to get down as Wayward finds his way in.
He found his way in, but SofM gets himself out. You do not have Huanfeng or Ornn here, so you're without the Twitch and the Yuumi in a 5v3. Weibo are holding firm.
And I mean, Wayward uses ultimate right there. Wayward ulted the clone, not able to find it. Nice move by SofM, so it's one tool down for TES.
It is down. Huanfeng gonna go into his invisibility, but he was spotted out on a ward on the lane, so they know what's going on. Top Esports back themselves up. That poke from JackeyLove doing a lot, but this is the power of the Yuumi. She will heal up a lot of this, and that's why it doesn't really stick. It doesn't really count as much. As SofM starts to move forward, they recognize there's not really a huge amount of vision around the Baron itself.
Yeah, but ooh, TES having some nice wards to be able to spot out what Weibo are looking for. Huanfeng not going to be able to sneak up on anyone, but you made a great point about damage not necessarily being able to stick. The Yuumi going to be able to provide so much, but TES, no, they need to all in. Oh, TheShy. Oh, TheShy might go down again solo.
He's fine for the moment. The flash in, the Cyclone on the JackeyLove, that's going to force him away from the fight, but he's over the wall, putting out the Qs, putting out the damage, and the GA has been popped. The Twitch is dead, and Weibo thought they had an opportunity, but they do turn back quite a lot of this damage. Is down now on top of TheShy to try and keep him alive, but it's not going to happen. Top Esports finally find their fight and finally get themselves their win.
Yeah, Top Esports pushing down the base so far. 25-second death timers on Huanfeng should be long enough for TES. We've done it. Top Esports have done it. The audience have done it. Everyone has done it. TES somehow pulled through again.
They've pulled through again. Top Esports will move themselves up to 6-1. They will equal out JDG's record, and they keep themselves in the conversation for top 2.
TES.
Oh, look how happy they are.
Pull through. I mean, after that game, like we said, right? It's midnight over in China right now.
Go to bed.
So they're, which I mean, right? They're gamers. They would be up regardless. But still, having to play official matches till this late, definitely mentally taxing. So props to Top Esports. 2 games. There are 2 games tonight. They were able to win and be able to pull through from a deficit. Game 1, massive deficit. This game, a smaller deficit, but still, we saw the inklings. We saw the tools of how Weibo would be able to pull through, the rocket damage coming through, the heals from the Yuumi, the Twitch. But at the end of the day, TS were decisive enough. They were able to find the fight. It was actually after SofM engaged onto them at the very last moment. JackeyLove flashing over the wall, hits a huge W. And I think Knight was the other big damage dealer that deleted Huanfeng. I'm honestly not sure how Huanfeng got deleted. I saw the W killed Angel. He was in GA, and I'm like, cool. Where's Huanfeng? Oh, Huanfeng's gone. I guess Knight must have.
It felt, it felt a little disconnected right at the end there for Weibo. You had TheShy backing away because he was getting engaged upon. You had, SofM going in as if they had this great opportunity, and then you're kind of left with your 2 very squishy carries gotta go and wait, where's our bodyguards gone? Where's our front line gone to kind of keep us kiting? And it might have just been straight up like, with the GA down from Corki, Huanfeng, who had no flash because he lost it in that previous engagement where the TPs came out, was just left on an island with no one to save him.
Right, and that's why it's so critical to be able to burn those flashes and those summoners in general before a fight is able to break out. So TS, I mean, even just the whole day in general, right? I feel like even the last series, and of course the first series, you just like to find by mistakes. Whoever could punish on that one critical moment got out ahead. We saw it FPX JDG game 2 with the Rift Herald skirmishes. We saw all throughout this game, game 1, a great example in terms of TS finally being able to find that one fight that gave them the game. And same thing this time around. I think you nailed it perfectly earlier when you said, like, no team is perfect. Like, every team in the LPL